Hey, welcome back to the channel. If you rockin' with Duke the Jeweler, go ahead, hit that comment section. Put the diamond for Duke the Jeweler, put the dolphin for Young Dolph, and let me know where y'all from. Let's go. So Boosie and them, they left their truck. Boosie left that GMC truck right there at the scene of Duke the Jeweler because he knew that the feds was gonna be waiting there the next morning to see who came to pick that up. They tried to fool all of us. Boosie tried to fool everybody by not coming out and going into his truck, because then everybody would know that the Duke the Jeweler got hit up and laid out right next to Boosie's car, when that's the car that he was supposed to be parked next to anyways. They wouldn't let him in that parking garage. They wouldn't let him into the section where he could have been parked safe. He would have never had to walk out into that dark alley where the dude spun the block on him, man. And so this is why the feds started looking at Boosie's cousin and anybody who could have been driving. Mainly the driver and everybody. They wanted to know the lights was on when in that truck when Duke the Jeweler came out and the dudes actually pulled up on him and everything started. They want to know who was in that car, man, because now that they watched all of Boosie's interviews, they starting to find out that this whole situation, a lot of people know way too much about it, but nobody coming out to speak up. And this is why they're really trying to get Boosie and them to come and basically testify on all of this, because Boosie went on Vlad. He told Vlad all of this stuff, man, and then he should have never even spoke on it, because nowadays all the rappers going to Vlad, they telling him all their business, knowing that the feds is going to be watching it right after they post the interview, man. This is the craziest thing Boosie told on himself, and this is what caused him to get looked into even more for the Duke the Jeweler. It was Boosie's entourage, his security, everybody that basically was standing right there knows what was going on. The promoter was the first person to actually help Duke the Jeweler on the ground. Nobody wanted to go to Duke the Jeweler. Nobody wanted to do no CPR. They didn't want to check his pulse, nothing like that. The promoter was the only one. And so because he knew for a fact that this was something that was going to come back on him, because Boosie's show, that everybody knew, because it was Boosie's show, that's why all the people showed up. And so this is the reason why they looking at it like, okay, so if everybody there is because of Boosie's responsibility for it being his show, all his entourage being backstage, all them dudes, then this is why they actually looking into Boosie. They looking into everything. That's why the dudes from Chicago coming out and they checking. They want to know exactly what went on. They asked Tootie Rock, what do you know about this situation? This is the reason why when Boosie went to San Diego, he was being followed the whole time. This is why he went there to get the protection and everything like that, because he knew that the dudes that was getting ready to ride for Duke the Jeweler was about to start looking for him, because if they don't get him first, the feds gonna get him, and that's exactly what Boosie worried about and everything like that. At the end of the day, y'all gotta realize that Boosie dug himself a hole that he might not be able to get out of, because he was doing all that talking on Vlad when he should have been really laying low, just like his lawyer said. Anybody would have told you that he should have never spoke on that situation, because due to the fact that his 19-year-old cousin already being tied up on it, and then the fact that they got the plate number of the truck Boosie came in that was left there. Why would they not go back and leave their truck? That looked like he was trying to avoid something, like to make it seem like, oh, he don't want to, Boosie acting like he never came in that same car. This is the reason why they started asking J. Prince Jr. and all of them these questions. They want to know exactly what transpired in that dice game. Was there any hard feelings? Because they were saying Duke the Jeweler was really running them in them dice games, and that something that could have really triggered them off is the fact that they didn't think he was going to beat him and get all that money up off of him. And they thought that before he left town, they're going to need to get him back in some sort of way. And after that Boosie concert, he didn't want to play the dice game in the backstage. He went to Boosie's dressing room. All the same guys was there from the last time. They asked him, hey, Duke, come and get in on this last dice game. We got to get back, whatever you took from us. He said, nah, he didn't want to play that because he's already up. He just came here to take care of business, and now he on his way back to where he going to. And so this is what made them, since he didn't want to do the dice game, this is what made them go to plan B, and that was to set him up basically, because a lot of people know that the dudes who win the dice games, the goal is to, when you up and when you winning, you got to get at that dice game quick, because they're going to try to keep playing. Like, the rules in the dice game is no rules. And so they always try to make up the rules as they go, saying, no, you got to play me again. No, you got to double or nothing. And so basically, the people who throw in the game and they got their street crew around, they're going to keep trying to run it back, so they can either beat you and they get up, and then they're going to cut you off the game, or If you don't, then that's when everybody starts hitting the lick. That's when the robberies start and everything like that. And this has looked like it could have happened with Duke the Jeweler, because as soon as he said no, he didn't want to play in that dice game, he walked out that back door. When he walked out that back door, that's when Boosie's truck was right here parked on the side. He go towards the other way. He going further away from the truck into the darkness, because when you look at that parking garage, the way it's set up, it's no cars in that deep end. And every parking space, the lights get darker and darker and darker. So the further Duke the Jeweler kept walking, he kept getting closer to the ramp that comes down from the second level. All of a sudden, this big black truck, a pickup truck, came down from the second level with their lights off. All blacked out truck, black rims, black tint, and everything like that. They came down the ramp on the second floor. They turned the corner. Now they facing Duke the Jeweler. They about to cross paths. Then Duke the Jeweler start to notice that the back window starts to roll down slowly. Anybody that knows anything about the back window rolling down slowly, that's when you know it's the hitters and the shooters behind that window, because the people, when they riding, when they about to do the dirt, the people who's gonna do it, they gonna be the ones in the back seat. And so they basically look like they was about to line them up for a drive-by. They start pulling towards him. He keep walking. They stop right next to Duke the Jeweler. The guy in the back seat swing his door open. The dude in the front seat swing his door open. The dude in the other side swing his door open. They all run out and go around the truck right in front of Duke the Jeweler. They holding him there hostage, basically. They holding him there. Ransom, hostage. They said, we need everything. They patting him down. You can see in the security footage, they searching everything. They patting him down, all that kind of stuff, right? Next thing you know, boom, boom, boom. Everything goes out. People start running. Everybody starts scattering. Security run back inside the dressing room, the backstage area. Everybody starts locking down the concert. They evacuate the whole crowd. The whole scene gets crazy and everybody runs away. All the witnesses by this time are gone. The people who actually seen what happened, how Duke the Jeweler was moving his last seconds and everything like that. They could really help figure out and clear up this whole thing. But you know how the street code goes. They didn't see nothing and they not saying nothing. This is the sad thing, is that Duke the Jeweler might not get justice because people will take the street code and basically be like, you know what, even though Duke the Jeweler is a good man and he deserved to get justice, the witnesses who seen what happened, they don't want to speak out, and they can't speak out because of all the third parties that are involved, all the street crews that are involved, all the people who's got the big money to put up and put on heads. You know, they take witnesses out. A lot of times when the witnesses don't make the stand and they have to drop the case and all that, is because they took the witnesses out, man. This is crazy, y'all. People can't get justice for nobody no more because people value too much into the street codes. People value too much into looking tough and being a part of this whole fake group that really ain't gonna look out for you in the end of times, because they gonna look out for their own best interest. When push comes to shove and everybody gets caught for something, or everybody on the chopping block, they all gonna be selfish and greedy and only help themselves and what benefits them and they people. And so that group stuff, that loyalty, that gets thrown out the window. And so think about all the justice for people that is lost because people thought they had some sort of loyalty to the streets and everything like that. And so they never got to get the justice for the people who got lost, innocent people who got dropped for street beefs, whether it was related to them or not. And a lot of times, the people that actually, do what they seen it, they might have said they try to do the right thing, because they know they're going to have, when they meet their maker, they're going to have to answer to all of that. They're going to have to answer to every time they turn the cheek for somebody that they could have got the justice done for them. And so when they know that, and they know for a fact that, okay, the dudes that did do it and they did the right thing and they the witnesses came through, they put them witnesses on witness protection. So a lot of people, like in the Dolph case, Mia J, Dolph brother, all of them, they witness protection. They put up in somewhere so that nobody knows where they at, basically, because they try to do the right thing and get the justice for Dolph. And so the same situation for Duke the Jeweler. They gotta basically try to talk to the witnesses. See, I know you don't want to say nothing, you didn't see nothing, and that's how you did it your whole life, and that's how this whole community's done it and everything, right? But Think to yourself, if this was your son, if this was your brother, this was your this and that. This is how they talk to people when they trying to convince them to do the right thing and try to get them to lead away from the street life into, okay, you a regular citizen, and this is a good person who was not doing the street things. He was getting his money legit. He was a jeweler. He was a skilled trade in the game where he could pass that down to generations, and they took that from him. And so you gonna sit here and say that you didn't see nothing, and you not gonna say nothing when the camera clearly got your eyes looking at them. That's the thing. The facial recognition cameras know exactly where your eyes is looking. And so when they seen the witnesses looking at the Duke the Jew, they literally witnessed it happen. And then they had to run off and everything like that. And this is the sad thing from the community, because we can't function as a regular community because of these certain rules and stipulations here, that if you say something and see something, that might get you hit up. And so this is the thing where we need to change all of that, so people can live a normal life and not have to worry about all these extra things that's really nothing but a negative that's holding down the rest of the community. And if y'all agree, hit that comment section, man. Hit that like button. Make sure you smash that subscribe button and share this video, because at the end of the day, y'all got to get this likes up. Y'all got to pretty much realize that the leaders are getting taken out. You got to put 2 and 2 together. Everything is entertainment purposes, and this is not for fag or advice. You know what I'm saying? So what you got to do at the end of the day is take it for a grain of salt. Look at the information, put it together yourself. Because at the end of the day, people will realize that these dudes, rappers, these ballers, these leaders in the community, all of them are getting lined up and getting set up by the dudes who fell to the system. They agreed to the other side. They not, they getting backed by all these things that's controlling everybody. So at the end of the day, y'all gotta realize that all of this was a setup and plot and plan on Duke the Jeweler, man. They was really trying to take him out. They wanted to get all of his money. They wanted to get all of his jewelry. It's a sad situation. Shout out to everybody from Chicago that's rocking with Duke the Jeweler. Shout out to everybody in Houston, Memphis, and everything like that. Y'all gotta go ahead and subscribe to the channel. Make sure y'all stay tuned for all the updates, because all this breaking news about all the rappers and everything that's revolved around all these cases that's coming out, Young Dolph, Young Thug, everything like that, Duke the Jeweler, Takeoff, and we're gonna have a lot more on Takeoff. If you rocking with Takeoff, go ahead and put the rockets in the comment section and everything. Put the diamond for Duke the Jeweler and put the dolphin for Young Dolph. Peace.